The first question first, you will answer the second question first.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, cool. So, first question is there pretty privilege? Yes or no? Yes. What's it?
Hell yeah, there's pretty privilege. I can't wait to talk about
okay.
it.
Caught me. Alright, so on to the next segment. Either or.
Both and. You know this.
So because we only had 2 questions and we each won a coin toss.
Yeah.
We're just each going to choose the next 2 questions to answer first. So I will answer the first question first. You will answer the second question first.
Sounds good to me.
All right, cool. So first question is there pretty privilege? Yes or no? Yes. What's it?
Hell yeah, there's pretty privilege. I can't wait to talk about
it.
Okay.
Caught me. So yes, I say yes because my dad actually raised me with the awareness of it. Because he was a bigger man. And he had times in his life where he did slim down a lot, kind of looked like Terrence Howard. So he saw the impact that being pretty had. So all of my life, I've known him as bigger. I've never seen him slim down to the ways his pictures were when he was younger. Yeah. But he raised me with this awareness of the impact of pretty. And because of how I look, and my sister looks and my mom looks, he was constantly pointing out how we were going to be treated and different accessibilities that people have because of their looks and things like that. So he was constantly having that conversation with me, as well as the understanding that people who are pretty from birth don't, because they get everything with that pretty privilege, they don't have to work on their personality. They don't have to work on being a good person because they're handed things because of their looks. Whereas, especially if they have people skills, whereas if you don't have that pretty privilege, you have to work a lot harder on who you are, and how you treat people, because that's how you get connections. Yeah. So
out here being bold, and
you know.
You better be nice,
right? So I gotta deal with you and you ugly.
What? You better be nice. You better get a personality, mother.
You know.
Better learn to dance, swim, do something.
Yes. But that goes to a point where I was talking about in the earlier segment of the pretty boys. Like, if you haven't developed that personality and that good character, I don't want that. So I would rather have the ugly duckling, the person who was awkward and ugly, stereotypically ugly, or for the norm when they were young, but grew into their looks, but still have that personality. Like, that's what I would prefer.
Small.
You know? And you can tell the ego difference with someone, because usually the people who have grown into their looks are a little bit more shy about it. Whereas you've been fine all your life, there's a essence that you...
It's like an arrogance.
It is. It very much is. Yes, it very much is.
Yeah.
With that pretty ass privilege. So.
Yeah, pretty privilege.
So what say you?
Well, yeah, I agree. For sure, pretty privilege is a thing. It happens a lot in our society. And I'm going to talk about it, obviously, from my perspective as a man, straight man. There are a lot of women out there that have this privilege, and they've had it.
Women are some entitled.
Entitlement is off the fucking charts.
Entitled. We have a culture that normalizes it.
It's bad. It's so bad. It's like women feeling as if they deserve a certain lifestyle that they have not put in the work to have earned. You know what I mean? Like, based off of the fact that they think that they're pretty. So it's like, because I'm pretty, I should be flown out. I should be flued out. You know what I mean? I should be pampered. I should be all these other things.
Yes, and I got dressed for this date. You know how much work and effort it takes to get dressed for this date? Ain't nobody tell you had to do that.
Yo, it's wild.
And if you're queer and dating women who are also femme, that shit flies out the window.
Right.
That's no longer an excuse.
What's her name? I forgot the YouTuber, but like she was by.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
I know you.
I forget.
Yeah,
Hold on.
you can pull it up. In the meantime, I'm just talking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So this YouTuber, she was bisexual, and I think she was just now figuring out her sexual identity and figuring out like her attraction to women. But she started going out on dates, and because of that, she was able to finally relate to what men actually go through in the dating process when it comes to the entitlement of some women and their mentality when it comes to dating. Anna Akana?
Sorry if we're mispronouncing.
Yeah, I don't want to, fuck your shit up, but I love the video because it actually was a vulnerable take on that experience that she had while dating a woman. She talked about like entitlement when it comes to relationship and commitment. So like feeling as though like, oh, because things are going well, like imagining this future
in your head.
Yeah, in your head.
The fantasy you are building.
This future relationship, and therefore acting according to that future relationship that could happen versus the reality of what's happening right in front of you.
Be present in the reality of your connection.
Right. It's like, yo, we vibe, but you aren't entitled to see me or get text messages immediately or like none of that. That's not a requirement. And
I never agreed.
Right, and if you feel like that is your standards, like, oh, well, if we vibe, you need to be doing this automatically because we're vibing. Well, then we no longer vibe. Like, that's it. The end of the connection right there. You just fucked it up.
I did not commit to you.
You know? And then with the scenario of the dating, who pays first and all that other stuff, this stuff, I get so tired of this because for me, I keep it real simple. Like, if we're both not communicating explicitly who is paying for who, it should be assumed on each party's part to be independent-minded enough and have the resources enough, if you're going on a date, to have the resources enough to pay for said date for yourself. For yourself. For yourself. I don't add any, because think about it. If we ever flipped it, if I went on a date, I had no money, and it just expected the woman to pay for me, how fucking mad would she be?
My mama said, always bring your money.
Always bring enough for you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the rule I have. I have no problem courting, paying for women who I'm very much interested in. It's the fucking entitlement. Oh my God.
Based on
what? What? You fine, so what?
So you got money, okay?
Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean?
So you got some degrees. And so do I.
Like, what that mean? And that don't mean a damn thing. Even if I didn't, I have value. I have character. I have boundaries. So regardless of whether I was in this position, and I am privileged to say that I've gone to these schools and all this other stuff, so I can't say all that shit right back at a woman who says something like that. But even if I didn't, I have value in myself as a man.
Thank you.
So
talk about your worth.
My worth?
You are
Come
worthy.
On,
yes. I mean, some of y'all.
We ain't talking about that. Stay on track. We ain't talking.
Right. Meanwhile, check out our episode, Men, You Are More Than ATMs.
Yes. Definitely check that one out. You know? So, like, to me, that's the biggest thing is the entitlement. Women who are entitled, that pretty privileged bullshit that comes out, and then it leads to the assumptions and not even just assumptions of what a man should do, but degrading or belittling a man because of your
in his manhood, in his masculinity.
Because of your warped sense of entitlement.
Yup.
I'm lesser of a man because I don't meet your warped ass standards that have nothing to do with me.
That I ain't never agreed to. Yup.
It's like that shit there, that we dead in that, dog. It's over. There's no way I'm putting up with that nonsense. In the past, I've seen it. I've seen other men who still endure that. I don't know why, like that, that punishment.
You have choices.
But it's out there. and for any man who's listening or watching, because I'm probably gonna clip this part. I think this is
this is a really good part. Yeah.
Yo, you don't gotta put up with that bullshit entitlement just because she's pretty privileged. Fuck all that. Like, you have your own worth and value as a man, regardless of how fucking pretty someone else is. What? Come on. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the whole pretty privilege thing, especially when it comes to women and that entitlement. Oh my God.
I feel it.
Whew.
Hey, it's the Real Family. It's your girl Rocky.
And your boy Elsa.
And thanks for being here. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell.
Right, because subscribing and hitting that notification bell does two very important things. One, it gives you notification on our new content and make sure that you're up to date on everything that we put out every week.
Every week.
You know, every week.
Every week.
And then number two, it helps your boy and your girl out with some money. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it honest.
It's so real, baby.
But in all seriousness, this is just like the video portion, the YouTube portion of our content. We are It's So Real podcast. So we have all these episodes just waiting for y'all on how many platforms?
11 different streaming platforms.
11.
So it's up to you to choose.
Yeah, there's no excuses. We on everything. So whatever platform you're most comfortable listening to stuff, your content on, we're right there for you. So look us up. It's So Real Podcast.
And our link tree is available on our YouTube channel. Go over there, find the platform that works best for you, subscribe to our podcast, and hear the full thing. Because we have a lot more to say than what shows up on our YouTube channel.
Exactly. With that being said, check out the rest of our videos while you're here.
You know? And be sure to subscribe.
All right, y'all. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
And love.
Always.